How are y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing great. I'm just, just rocking the free world over here, man. I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
where are
Nice.
we talking to you from?
Well, I'm from my car, but I'm getting out. I'm at the house in Nashville.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
Where are you
Nashville.
guys?
We are in LA. I'm originally from Illinois, and Grace is originally from the East Coast and Philly
Yeah.
area.
Eastie. Where are you from on the East Coast?
I'm from Pennsylvania.
All right. What
Yeah.
part?
The down near the Philly area. I mean, it's a suburb out, so I didn't grow up in the city, but Philly's the closest city.
Yeah, it's been a pretty fun couple years
Oh,
in Philly. It's been a lot of fun, I tell you.
oh my gosh. I'm
Grace
obviously
is the
so,
biggest,
so
yeah.
biased, but go birds.
I know it's pretty awesome. Sorry, I'll sit down now.
No,
So
take your
No,
time.
no, you're okay.
You go out on the road soon, right?
I'm leaving Friday for Texas.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yes, it'll be fun.
Well, I wanted to tell you like my connection to you and your music. When I was in the fifth grade, you came to my hometown of Carlinville, Illinois, and performed at our county fair. And I just like became obsessed. I loved your music. I was just mesmerized by the whole show.
Carlinville, I know where that is.
A couple years later, I was in seventh grade. I had tickets to see you again. And then, like 2 months before, I had a seizure and was told I couldn't be around flashing lights.
Oh boy.
So, my teacher at the time, Ken Garrison, you'd become friends with Ken and Peggy Garrison.
Absolutely. I saw him not long ago, a couple weeks ago.
That's what she was telling
Oh,
me. But they had reached out to you or someone on your team that I couldn't go. And so I got to come and like spend the whole afternoon with you and your band. And it was just such a special memory for me. So I just
That's
wanted to say,
awesome.
like, still like 20 years later, looking back at it, that was just such a special memory and such a great
Been that
time.
long? Gosh, that was only.
I know. You just have to not listen to the number.
Yeah.
I know you're right
Yeah.
about that.
We'll say a few years ago.
A few years.
Oh,
It happens quick. It happens quick. I don't know how in the heck, but we're still here and still rocking the house. So it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, you're heading out on the 25 years of Paradise. Are you excited to be
yeah.
playing these
25
songs that
years.
people have been obsessed with and loving for 25 years?
Oh, I know. I'm still going. What in the heck happened? Um,
People want more. They want to see you.
but it's great. It's great, and I can't complain about it one single bit. And it's just amazing. Especially the kids. The kids, the young kids singing your songs. It's like, how do you know this song? My parents used to play it for me anyway. There you go. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Hmm. And either growing up now, who are some of your musical inspirations?
You know what? I mean, it's so funny. I got to Nashville and so long ago, and I got to meet some, Willie Nelson and Johnny Cash and Waylon Jennings, and I mean the list goes on and on. Merle Haggard was my dear friend, and so it was I've got George Jones's bus. I mean, I love George, and
Wow.
and
Wow, that's cool.
I was on that bus, and when George passed away, Nancy, his wife, called and said, "Phil, I know you're looking for a bus right now. Do you want one of George's?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am. I need it."
Easy yes there.
Yeah, so I still got it, and now I'm actually looking for That's been like 12 years ago. So I'm looking for another bus now, and I'm working on it. So it's always something. But it, you
Hmm.
know what? I've got such great memories, and all these folks, going on the road with Kenny Chesney when, Kenny was just, we were playing 1,000, 1,500 seat theaters. And by the end of that summer, we were playing 25, 30,000 seat venues.
Wow.
It was pretty crazy. I was out with Tim McGraw and Kenny and all those guys, and guys like Kenny Rogers took me out on the road with them, and I was just writing, and he said, "Man, you got to come out here and jam with me." And I said, "Okay, write some songs." So I mean,
Easy yes.
it was such a good time, and Kenny cut some of my songs, and God, it was just I still can't believe it happened. Now all these years
Mhm.
later, and you just kind of go, "Wow, I was." In the middle of it, it happened so fast, all the stuff, it took
Hmm.
years and years and years for people, 'cause, since I'm a piano player, everybody looked at me like I had three heads. What's that? What's that thing you're doing right there? It's the piano, isn't it? Yep, yep, yep. but it was just a different time, and
Hmm.
but it also, it was a point of difference, right?
Mhm.
So coming out, it happened quickly. I had Carlene and Just Another Day in Paris, all these number one songs all of a sudden. So it was such a, like a 20-year haze, because of all the, Jody Messina cutting all my songs and having hits, and
Mhm.
McGraw and Kenny Chesney and Alan Jackson and it's just Colin Ray. I mean, it was just it was like song after song. I mean,
Yeah.
for decades, I mean, everybody hated my songs. They're like, man, this ain't never going to work in Nashville,
Mm,
son.
Oh no.
So it was just like, okay, whatever. So I had a bar. I had my own piano bar, and I was playing, and it was just, it was packed out. I had a great following in Nashville, and then it turned into, one day everybody started cutting the songs, and then I had a record deal, and I left my bar and just went straight on the road with Tim and Faye,
Wow.
and it was just great. So it's still we're still going.
That's such a cool journey.
wow. Yeah.
It really is. Again, there's a million stories in the middle of it there somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm
Sure,
sure.
it all blurs together too.
Good and bad. Yeah, good and bad. I don't
Yeah.
know, but it's been fun.
And how old were you? Did you say that when you started playing piano?
Mm, you know what? I was in high scholl.
Mhm.
I was in high
Wow.
school
Okay.
and I started playing, and I learned Easy by the Commodores. I mean, Lionel Richie was my hero, man. I was like, man,
Hmm.
and I was learning all the Billy Joel songs. I mean, it just that's how I kind of broke in. I started playing. Yeah, when I got to Nashville, I just started playing bars. I just
Yeah.
took my
Yeah.
piano in these places. I said, "Let me play piano," and they were like, "Okay." And
Yeah.
and I was a really good golfer at that time. Of course, I played a lot of golf, and all the guys at the golf clubs and all the country clubs or wherever I was playing, I played golf with them all the time. So you guys got to come see me play at this place or this place,
Hmm.
Hmm.
and they'd come in and it would just be packed, and these guys were like drinking,
Oh my
and they were
gosh.
like, "Holy, you can play every night if you want to. What do you want to
A target
Just
audience.
shocked.
do?" It was great. I mean, the bar receipts were through the roof, so it was a great time, and I did that for a long time until I decided to open my own bar, because at that point it kind of looked like, well, you know, I'm having a lot of hits, I'm doing all this stuff,
Yeah.
but nobody wants to give me a record deal. But once, like I said, McGraw and Jody was all these people started cutting the songs. I had number one songs, and then the record labels were like, "Man, you should do a record." I'm like, "Oh,
You're like, I've been here the whole time.
Finally.
yeah, oh, great, great, you finally caught up."
So whenever, you say like Jody Messina, Tim McGraw cut your songs, so when you wrote those, you didn't know who the songs were going to, you just kind of wrote them?
You know what? It was just for me. I was like, I'm trying to dip my own record deal, and nobody liked the songs. Nobody liked any of the songs. And but my friend, the artists, were like, "Hey, man, I love that Bye Bye, or I love I'm All Right, or 30 Years, or this and that," and they'd come into my club and they'd see me play the songs, and they'd see hundreds of people just drinking beer and getting hammered and screaming. How, how do they know all the words? I said, well, they know they come to my place, they listen to my songs, and it's just part of it. It just became the thing. Now, everybody, of course, kind of in Nashville has gotten their own thing. Now I'm out of it, thank goodness. So
Yeah. I was gonna
Mm.
ask if you still have
it
have a
Yeah,
bar.
if you still have the bar.
it's such a big old mess down there now, and Nashville was kind of a small town. It was it was cool. I mean, you could go in and see, a lot of these great writers and artists playing, and you'd be sitting at the bar with Willie Nelson. I mean, seriously, you're sitting right next to him, and so it was a cool time, and I
Hmm.
mean, I was just it was. I don't know. I kind of got there at just the perfect time, and
Mhm.
now, I mean, good grief, coming to Nashville now, it's got millions of people,
Mm.
and I mean, I'm glad I bought my house like almost 30 years ago. It's like, good grief.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
I couldn't afford it
that's what
now.
we always say about LA.
Yeah. And I have heard that about Nashville too, though, that it's booming and
Yeah,
real estate's booming. Everyone wants to live there.
we get a lot of West Coast transplants, of course, and
Hmm.
but it's a great place to be, and it's and I love it because we get the four seasons here, and I do love that.
Yeah, I do
Yeah,
miss
we miss
seasons.
that. We miss that a lot, especially both of us not growing up here. We grew up with seasons.
Yeah,
Right.
So we're
yeah,
envious of that.
yeah.
I did too, man. The leaves are turning right now, and I was
Oh,
just in Virginia to see my niece get married, and
aw.
so it was really fun, and just to get home to my hometown, which is pretty small, and but it's everything's growing, and but it's a blast.
So whenever you first started touring, were there any like specific venues that you were just so excited, couldn't wait to play that meant a lot for you?
Well, I mean, when I got my deal and started playing, oh yeah, I mean, there were so many, especially on the West Coast because I've never really been. My first experience with the West Coast was when I got to Nashville. There was a show called Star Search
Mm,
Oh yeah.
way
I
back, and
remember
Ed
starting.
McMahon was the host and all that. So I just, some one of the guys at the Tennessean, which is a newspaper in Nashville, he said, "Man, I saw you play. You should try out for this show called Star Search." I'm like, I don't know what that is, but so I just sat in a room and I played a couple songs, and they called me like the next day, said, "Dude, we want you to come to LA and do Star Search." So I was out
uh,
there for several months doing all these shows, and I went to the finals of the show and lost it to another guy in Nashville who ended up. I don't know. He got a record deal. Who knows? Whatever happened to him. But anyway, it never happened for him, but it happened for me. So it took a minute. I Once I did the show, of course, I came back and I opened my own bar,
hmm
and that was kind of said, look, I love to play, and these guys at this there was this hotel closing, and I said, well, look, I'm going to come in and bring a freaking buttload of people,
Yeah.
and we're going
Hmm.
to have some fun, right? And they were like, okay.
Why not?
Sounds good.
And it just hit, it blew up, and everybody started coming to and a bunch of my artist friends would get up and sing, and the band, all the guys I played with in the studio. It was just a lot of fun, and it was a real energy there, and it just kind of happened. And then record labels finally would come in to see me play in my own bar,
hmm
and that's how I got my record deal, with Arista.
Oh, okay. So
Mm.
someone like, had you ever met the
Just what?
person? They just came in and watched?
Well, they knew. I mean, of course, everybody knew who I was at that point. They said, "Man, here's a piano player guy," and I knew a lot of like I said, the artists would come in, Chesney or McGraw or whoever, Joe D would
hmm
come in and who did that song? Bye bye, man. I love that song. Who's that? I said, well, that's one of my songs, right? Or um, so that's how they ended up cutting them. I had to stop people from cutting my songs
Oh, so you could release them
so I
yourself?
could do
Hmm.
my own record. It was a weird time, and but it was a great time.
hmm
It was a blur of decades for a while, and but it happened. Then I went on the road with Tim McGraw and Faith, and I went out on the Soul to Soul tour with them, and then we just then it was Katie barred the door. So it was a fun time.
Oh, it just sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Still can't believe it happened, really.
Yeah.
I'm going, did that really happen?
Did,
I've got,
did I dream this?
yeah, I mean, really, seriously, I've got all these pictures. Thank God there was somebody there to take pictures of me with the presidents or whatever. I did the White House and several times,
Yeah.
um, and do all these things, and it was it's kind of funny, and of course seeing all the guys that hated my music before. Well, we just didn't get it because you was playing piano. I said, are you
Yeah,
just a
you just didn't give
bonehead?
me the time of
Yeah.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
just suck, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't
Yeah.
lie
great.
to me now.
And I can say
Yeah.
that now because you do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
You've
say
but
proved that.
yeah,
it.
and I didn't take it personally, but I did, a
Yeah.
little bit,
Mm.
It'd
especially
be hard
once
not to.
it really does, tell them that's never going to work in Nashville, son. yeah, whatever, smoking the cigar. And I'm like, okay,
Hmm.
try to come to my club if you can get in, if you get a chance, if you can get in the door. But it was a fun time, and it was really it was validation,
Oh,
because
sure.
you're just getting turned down, and you're getting, you know, whatever, told to just, no, 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 no. You told them no all the time, and then everybody's like, yes.
Yeah, then all of a sudden you
Hmm.
have number one songs, you have a
Yeah.
We knew the
fantastic
whole time he was
album.
gonna make it. We knew the whole time. Yeah, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
So
whatever.
frustrating.
I've got letters right here that say no. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I have
Oh,
the
And I've
proof.
kept them all. It's been really great. So hopefully
Did you?
oh, absolutely. Are you kidding? I'm gonna definitely put them in a book or something at
You
some point.
should.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here's all my rejection letters.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
totally. Totally. That stuff's inspiring to people. And
It
even just
is,
hearing about your bar and playing the piano. My cousins went to, there was a dueling piano bar.
right,
They were raving about it. Said it
right.
was the coolest thing they'd ever seen. They were
Mhm.
playing old songs, new songs, hits, like classics. And it was the piano, which you wouldn't think, but I'm just
Right.
imagining what your place was like. I
Mhm.
mean, they just described it as electric. It was like the most fun they've ever had.
Well, it was just it was a great. I mean, I played everything, and it was that was the cool thing. It wasn't just catering to country or whatever. I mean, I played Billy Joel and Elton John. I was playing Werewolves of London by Warren Zevon, and just all these cool,
Hmm.
cool songs, and it was just it was inspiring to me. I was like,
Yeah.
I get to play whatever I want,
Hmm.
and everybody likes it, and they're having a great time. And in my own bar, I was just sitting. This is pretty
Yeah, that was
cool.
Like, how did
awesome.
this happen?
I know it really was. It was so different than it was, 10 or 15 years before. They were
Sure.
going, son,
Hmm.
going back home.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Or you ought to be in LA, or you ought to be in New York. So I like Nashville. I love it here.
Yeah.
This is where I
Yeah.
want to be.
Good for you.
It was very, very, it was inspiring, and of course, I think having a little resistance is inspiring too. It makes you work
Hmm.
harder, and you want to prove everybody wrong, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what we did,
I
and
love that.
how fun.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
then now, do you enjoy getting to like mentor up and coming songwriters?
You know what? It's really fun to. Of course, I've got a daughter that writes songs, and so many. Of course, she's. I said, go to college, graduate, do all the things. Of course, and she did, and it's inspiring just to watch them. I mean, just the talent that these kids have now.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
start writing with you, and it's fun because
Yeah.
now I'm getting invited to write with Post Malone or whoever is the up and
Wow.
comer, these
Yeah.
guys, and they're calling, hey man, you want to write? I'm like, come on,
Let's do it.
Yeah.
let's write a couple hits, let's go. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's fun. I'm going out with Old Dominion, of course, next year. Those guys
Sure.
are just killing it, and I'm excited. Of course, I helped those guys come to town, and now they're blew past me and everybody else. So, which I love. And now they're like, "Will you go on tour with us and open up our shows?" I'm like, "Heck yeah,
Yeah, I'm
absolutely!"
there.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
great.
so it's a wonderful time. We're excited about it. It's if you just stick around long enough. My buddy always said that. He said, "Man, if you stick around long enough, they'll come around to you to what you're doing."
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So we'll see if it ever happens, but it's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. And then are you releasing new music soon?
I am. I've got I've been cutting new stuff. I've got my studio up in my barn now, of course. So it's kind of fun. I never like going in the studio. I like being at home and recording in my house, or that way I can just work on things as long as I want, and not get billed yet, whatever, $1,000 a minute or whatever the heck it is, and
Hmm.
Hmm.
so it's just it's fun to be able. I think that's how they used to create back in the day when these great, great, great records. They'd sit around for all night, all day, and write and try different things, and always was inspired by guys like the Steely Dan folks. That of course that was different kind of music, but that was cool, and Queen and bands like that. Elton John. Um, Billy Joel, of course, is still always going to be my hero.
Sure.
And but of course, like guys like Bruce Hornsby, which grew up in the same area as me in Virginia, and we had the Virginia is such a cool place because you've got guys like that. You got really cool funk areas in Richmond, and then guys like Hornsby, came out of the East Coast, like near Williamsburg, and you got all these great musicians, Steve Earle, and that came out of Virginia, and it's just a breeding,
Yeah.
it's all grown. It's like it's weird just to see the stuff that comes out of that area,
Oh, I'm
and
sure.
Hmm.
it's really fun to kind of go home. I just went home, like I said, this past week, and got to see a lot of guys I grew up with, and some of
Oh,
them great.
fun.
Oh.
And it was see my niece get married and all that. It's fun to go home, and
Oh, I bet.
Hmm.
you never get sick of that.
Yeah, definitely.
No, it's a familiar place.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Well, thank you so much. I think I've seen you like in concert, I think 5 or 6 times, and it's just every single time is incredible. So
Keep coming. I may get it right finally.
Oh.
Keep coming.
Well,
Yeah,
best of luck on the tour too.
I'm excited to get back
Yeah,
out.
it should be
Yeah.
awesome.
Going to Texas this weekend, and then we're on the East Coast. We're doing I think New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, and all that. We're coming down Maryland, Virginia, and Carolina, and all that.
Oh, cool.
Awesome. That will be so great.
and we're excited for the new music and covers that
Yeah.
you're going to be doing. We can't wait.
Mhm.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
excited too, you guys, and thank you so much for having me on today.
Oh, thank
This is
you.
great.
Thank you so-
I like when I can do an interview from my house. This is
That's
fun.
what
Yeah.
we said. Like, once,
Easy.
when COVID hit, we learned how to Zoom and we finally got people to come on our podcast because they could just do
They
it
could
from
just be at
wherever.
home.
Isn't this great? I mean,
It's
like
fantastic.
I can do this and I don't have to leave the house. This is great.
Yeah.
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 I know a lot of people that haven't taken a freaking shower in weeks and still do interviews. It's like they still just do their stuff in the house.
You can't smell them.
You can't smell me at all, can you?
No.
Good. It's a good thing.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, we would never know.
I'm kidding. I shower almost every day.
Hey,
Seriously. No, I'm
that's
kidding.
the takeaway of the
Yeah,
podcast.
we believe
Phil
that.
showers every
Phil
day.
showers almost
So
every day.
almost, no, not
Almost every
every.
day.
Yeah, almost every day.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day today, man. I love it. But
Oh.
thanks for having me on, you guys. I really appreciate it.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
so
you for your
much.
time and safe travels on the tour.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll get to talk soon again.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we love that.
Anytime.